Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Astrologer weighs in on Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos engagement. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos got engaged to Chalk Chapel on the season finale of the show Wednesday night. The couple appeared to be very happy and in love on after the final rose. However, in the past, some relationships have ended rather quickly once the couple is out in the real world. This time, an astrologer named Susan Miller weighed in on if their engagement is doomed or destined for success. Keep reading to find out what she has to say. Susan Miller talks Joan Vassos' chances of a successful relationship. Astrologer Susan Miller chatted with US Weekly about Joan Vassos and Chalk Chapel's engagement. She weighed in on the chances of their relationship being successful based on astrology. First of all, Joan's sun sign is Capricorn and Chalk's is Virgo. Just this information alone reveals that they are a favorable match. Miller went on to say, "The reason I like Capricorn with Virgo is they're both earth signs. They're both dealing with reality. And that's so important when you make a big decision like getting married. They know what they want. They know themselves really well." It turns out Joan and Chalk also share the same moon sign, which is Leo. What does this mean? According to Miller, it means they do like a few luxurious things and will indulge in such. They also have a sense of fun. Will there be any conflicts? Susan Miller also shared that the only conflict she sees in Joan Vassos and Chalk Chapel's future is that he may not want to travel as much as she does. His Venus sign indicates the travel conflict. It also reveals that he is a hard worker. He wants to provide for his family, and this is something very important to him. However, his sign also indicates he likes to think things through and not make spontaneous decisions. As far as Joan's Venus sign, Miller revealed that it might mean she holds back on getting married until she is 100% sure. However, Miller did say Chalk is the ideal person to travel with Joan. He will plan it all out and make sure everything is in order based on his sign. She went on to say that Joan has Mars in Leo while Chalk's is in Scorpio. Mars will dictate how you show assertiveness. What does this mean for Joan and Chalk? Miller shared it means they are both strong-willed, but neither is dominant over the other. They will have good conversations and want to hear each side of the story. Astrologer Susan Miller said she's shocked that Joan Vassos and Chalk Chapel are so compatible since they met on a reality television show. In her opinion, they have a great shot at success. When Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos accepted that sparkling ring in the finale's tear-soaked proposal, fans swooned. But beyond the flowers, firelight, and fairy tale finish, some are wondering, was it written in the stars, or just good TV? Celebrity astrologer Celeste Aurelia thinks it's more than a television moment. It's a cosmic event. Joan's chart has been screaming for transformation, and this engagement is exactly the kind of karmic milestone I've been waiting to see unfold, Celeste said, brushing a lock of moon-blonde hair from her brow as she spread out Joan's birth chart under a swath of amethyst crystals and rose petals. Joan Vassos, born January 2nd, is a classic Capricorn, grounded, practical, elegant, and loyal to the core. But as Celeste points out, Capricorns don't fall for fluff. If she said yes, it's because she saw true potential, not just in the man, but in the partnership. She's building her second act like she built her career, with intention. But what do the stars really say about Joan's fiancé, whose identity ABC has kept just murky enough to send fans into a Reddit spiral? He has heavy Leo and Libra energy, Celeste declared, flipping a tarot card and revealing the lovers. I bet good sage he was born in late July or early October. He's warm, charming, knows how to command a room, but there's a depth there too. A romantic with a sense of timing. He didn't just want to win, he wanted her. One thing that jumps out in Joan's chart is Pluto's current transit through Aquarius, opposing her natal sun. This kind of energy doesn't allow for surface-level love. It drags out the deepest parts of you. Joan has probably cried more this year than in the past decade combined, Celeste said. But it's also the kind of cosmic pressure that creates diamonds. And clearly, she got one on 2025 is a power year for Joan. Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, is moving through Pisces, activating her third house of communication and close bonds. This suggests that her relationship will grow deeper through shared vulnerability. Texting at midnight, secret jokes, the little stuff, Celeste smiled. They won't be flashy, they'll be solid. But she warns, not all is smooth sailing. There's an eclipse in late September that will touch her relationship axis, Celeste said, narrowing her eyes. Eclipses bring truth. They can seal bonds or sever them. Around this time, Joan will face a critical choice. It could involve moving, a family issue, or even an ex resurfacing. Cue the dramatic theme music. Many fans recall that Joan left The Golden Bachelor to tend to her grieving daughter, a move that revealed her maternal devotion and maturity, but also interrupted what could have been a fairy tale romance with Jerry Turner. Celeste believes that karmic thread is still active. Her moon is in Cancer. She's a nurturer, a protector. That never stops. But this engagement shows she's learning to choose herself too. As for the man who now holds Joan's heart, Celeste believes he may have a strong Venus placement, possibly in Libra or Taurus, indicating someone who values romance, aesthetics, and emotional equilibrium. He makes her laugh, he listens, he brings her coffee in the mornings and doesn't mind when she cries watching Call the Midwife. He's not trying to fix her. He just loves her. A match made on reality TV is a gamble in any astrological house, but this one might just stick. Why? Because Joan's chart reveals what Celeste calls Saturnian karma. Translation: she's been through the ringer, loss, healing, grief, rebuilding, and now Saturn is rewarding her with earned love. This isn't some fiery, reckless whirlwind. It's a slow burn novel that ends in a lakeside cottage and matching reading glasses. And fans can expect Joan's post-engagement glow-up to be anything but subtle. With Jupiter entering Gemini in mid-2025, her public profile is set to explode. I see podcasts, speaking engagements, maybe even a wellness book. She's going to become a face of mature romance, the antithesis to swipe culture. Think, silver-haired wisdom meets modern romance coach, Celeste grinned. But she left readers with one cryptic prediction. There's one more twist, she said, clutching a lapis pendulum that swayed wildly over Joan's heartline. By spring 2026, Joan may have a second ring. Not from another man, from herself. A ring she buys to mark her own evolution. A renewal. A promise to never shrink again. So what's next for the newly engaged queen of Golden Bachelorette? According to the Cosmos, deep love, bold choices, and the kind of happiness that doesn't need a camera crew to capture it. And if you're wondering whether the stars approve of her fiancé, Celeste simply smiled and whispered, he passed the Mercury retrograde test. That's rarer than a unicorn riding a meteor. He's the real deal. Stay tuned, Bachelor Nation. The stars are watching, and so are we. There's one more twist, she said, clutching a lapis pendulum that swayed wildly over Joan's heartline. By spring 2026, Joan may have a second ring. Not from another man, from herself. A ring she buys to mark her own evolution. A renewal. A promise to never shrink again. So what's next for the newly engaged queen of Golden Bachelorette? According to the Cosmos, deep love, bold choices, and the kind of happiness that doesn't need a camera crew to capture it. And if you're wondering whether the stars approve of her fiancé, Celeste simply smiled and whispered, he passed the Mercury retrograde test. That's rarer than a unicorn riding a meteor. He's the real deal. Stay tuned, Bachelor Nation. The stars are watching, and so are we.